So let's go through the Flash 5 meeting, how it's set up, and take you through a typical use case in this particular example. So again, I'm Jim Davis, supervisor for the production line. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our meeting first. And so we're going to set up a meeting. It's going to be a Flash 5 meeting, so it's going to last for 5 minutes. And we basically just pick the content that we want to go through. So we want to do a roll call first. We're going to go through our health and safety cost. We're going to look at who's working on what particular workstation today. And you can see here through some of our KPIs that most are in the green, but quality is not. So we definitely want to look at quality as part of that. And then we are also going to look at the action log at the end. And that's all I do to set up the meeting. It's got my agenda. It's got the topics that are important. It provides discipline and structure, but it's adaptable to whatever type of meeting or whatever content we need to do. So from here, we would actually go ahead and just simply start the meeting. We'll start off with the roll call, which is the first out of the 5 different topics that I had. So we can see who's in or who's out. The green indicates that someone is here and active. And remember, this is typically an in-person meeting on a shop floor, but these people could be engaged remotely. They could be logged in through an iPad. They could be around the other side of the world. Now, in a manufacturing example, that's not always the case, but it gives you an idea of exactly how people are connected. So we know who's here. And the next step in our meeting as we move on is to look at the health and safety costs. Now I'm going to simulate a situation here where we had an incident. Up until now, July's been great, but here we're on July 12th, and I'm going to say we had a dangerous situation here. And for that, what I need to do is just provide a little bit of detail of what happened. So I'm going to go to my tools and create a little sticker here. And I could use my finger if it was a touchscreen device, like a large touchscreen or an iPad. I'm going to type here. It's easier for me in this particular situation. I'm going to say we had a situation where the operator didn't respect the lifting rules. Obviously, we want our workers to be safe. And so this is a problem. I'm going to actually put it in a purple color. I'm just going to say that's something that we need to make a note of. And furthermore, we need to make an action from that. So again, let me switch to a slightly different color. I'm going to say what we need to do is to review the safety rules for lifting. Okay, and create an action related to that. I'm going to attach it to that note. And this is all about making sure we have action, we have accountability, and we follow through with actions that need to happen. Okay, so that will become something we'll look at later on. The next we're going to take a look at is who's here and who's working in what particular workstation. So I have my team here on the right hand side. So I'm literally going to take and drag people over to their respective workstations for who's going to be assigned to which specific workstation for the day. Oops, come on there. And we're going to have Jean work on our workstation number 4 here. Okay, and of course myself, I'll be available for the team as a general supervisor around the operations area. Okay, so now we said that we had a quality issue with part of our production, and so we've got a problem with some of these components we're making. The blisk, it's getting scratched, and so we want to make sure we make a note of that. So again, we're going to go back to our actions, and we're going to say that we need to have an alert that there is a quality deviation on workstation 4, let's say. And we're going to make that an action that we're going to have to alert. And we want to alert the quality team about this. You notice I spelled quality wrong there. So let me just get back and change that. And so one of the things we want to do here is to provide a little bit of context to this. And so if we alert a team about this, we want them to see actually what's happening. So I'm going to take a picture of this screen, and that way, when they look at this note, when it shows up on any action item in the end, you can see this, put a little paperclip there. I can come and I've got some context behind it, so I can see what's happening and why. Okay. And then finally we come to our action log. You can see as we've been creating these actions throughout the meeting, they've been showing up here as part of the meeting. And so we've got some actions here from that we've done earlier today. We've welcomed our new employee, we've cleaned that workstation, but the review safety lifting rules is something we need to do today. The quality deviation is something we need to alert to a further team. So this is something we need to cascade down. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at our teams here, and we look at other teams, and we're going to talk about this in our Flash 30 meeting slightly later. We're going to add that, and that now becomes an action item for the next team to look at. And then finally, we've completed all of that, and so we will end the meeting. And the last thing we needed to do from that meeting, obviously, was look at the lifting rule videos. And here you can see that we're accessing that content, and I will let it run just for a second. But again, you get an idea that we can provide rich content and bring it into the meeting to make it worth part of the meeting. Okay, so that represents the end of our Flash 5 meeting. Covered all the topics, shown you how we can get rich content into the meeting. We can engage people, whether they're remote or in person. Shows accountability. Shows some of the permanence of creating actions and context and information, how we can cascade actions from this team meeting to other team meetings across the organization.